Lithium ion battery made by LG. It's called a Risu Chem. Okay, so 9.8 kilowatt hours. It will do, it'll output maybe 6,000, 7,000 watts peak, but continuous about 5,000 watts. And it backfeeds into a 25 amp breaker. So we're talking.
So we're talking about like my
but
guess.
It's 240 volts.
My guess is it's going to take instantaneously about 4,000 watts to turn on the well pump. That's approximately.
Then you're going to be okay.
Yeah, then you'll be okay.
So,
okay.
so now, but one thing you should know is LG Chem makes different batteries that look exactly the same. If you get the wrong number, the wrong version, it won't work. There's a special model that goes with the AVU that's different than the one that goes with the Solar Edge. So you have to make sure you get the right model battery. Okay, they're both 9.8 kilowatt hours. You know, one is compatible, one is not. Same company, looks exactly the same. Okay, so this is the battery. Now this here is the battery inverter, and I think it cost about $2,000 for this, although I don't really remember. And you know, it's just a, I don't know what's this thing called.
It's a Sunny Boy SMA. I think it's called a Sunny Island.
I've got the model number. This is the SBS 6.0-US-10. Okay, and max battery voltage, max battery DC current, I forget. Let's see. Okay, so the max AC battery inverter current it'll do 32 amps AC. It'll output 32 amps AC.
Okay.
Except for the battery really will only output 25 amps.
Right.
But it is 240 volts.
Okay.
So we're talking at least 5,000 continuous duty, but I think there's a peak of 6,000 or 7,000. Okay, but this won't work by itself. You have to have
Which is essentially a transfer switch.
This is a transfer switch.
It's no different than any transfer switch for a generator. It just brings power directly in from the grid, and generally it will feed the main service panel from the grid. But when you lose power, it'll transfer from the battery bank.
Right.
Right, and essentially you're charging this battery through the grid anyway. So it's not.
Or from the solar.
Well, or from the solar,
If the grid
exactly.
is down.
Right.
So the unit number.
Only those, see, because this one supplies power. This PV system gets power from that. So when the grid goes down, instantaneously it turns on, and then it turns on again when the battery starts supplying power to the sub panel.
Right. So you're going to want the unit number for the automatic backup unit if you want to get pricing on that. It's called the SBS-ABU-200-US-10.
Okay, let me get a picture of this one.
And I think that was about $3,500 for that.
Yeah, very nice transfer switch. Beautiful
So
transfer
we
switch.
got probably $3,500 for this, $2,000 for this,
And don't forget-
$4,500 to $5,000.
Don't forget the
for this.
disconnect down there,
And you got to have this 200 amp disconnect. and
which
I
is
ended up getting a
this
GE.
is the main service disconnect for the house right there. Just a 200 amp breaker.
Well, it is now, yeah.
Yeah. Well, as opposed
So-
and then did you separate the neutrals from the grounds in this panel?
I believe we did.
Yeah. So who did this? Keith or
Keith.
Keith, yeah, I'm sure he's
Keith and I did it
Yeah,
together.
because this becomes a sub panel, and so therefore this is the main panel. This is the sub panel, so the neutral and the ground have to be
Yeah.
separated. They're tied together there.
He had an anxiety attack because when we went to turn it on, it didn't go on. And he had a dental appointment or something he had to get to. So he took off, and this house didn't even have power to it. And I stood here for about a half hour. Eventually, I figured out that he must have pulled on one of these wires.
Yes.
On one of these little connectors here, and it had
Right.
come loose. And when I pushed in, and all of a sudden the power came onto the house.
Right, right.
Fixed it.
So here's the power coming into the house right there, and then it goes through this transfer device, and then it supplies power, and then once it transfers, supplies power to the house through this module right there.
Yep.
Okay, very nice, beautiful.
Yep.
Good job.
Yep.